Well, good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about Aiptasia. I had a serious issue. I kind of messed up. I always buy from like Queen City Corals or Top Shelf Aquarium Aquatics, Tidal Gardens, always got quality products. I saw some good deals at late night on the internet, and I thought, let me buy a couple of these nice corals. They were nice pieces, but they came from independent sellers, and I would tell anybody be very careful. You may save a few bucks on a nice piece of coral, but you're going to spend it cleaning up the mess that an infestation of Aiptasia or flatworms or just about anything else could cause your tank. So I did make the mistake, and however, I was able to correct it. I contacted Boardroom Aquariums in Fort Myers. Mark is excellent, the guy that owns that. He knows everything there is to know about the stuff. He knows how to treat it, how to deal with it. And not only that, he doesn't just try to sell you a product to sell it. He will sell you good quality products that work. In fact, let me go ahead and turn on the tank view here so you can see this. This is the picture of the tank before I had any Aiptasia. Nice corals, everything's healthy, Duncans, everything's growing really nicely. No issues, and I thought, well, I'm gonna get a little courageous and buy some of these good deals. And they weren't very good deals because I ended up with a problem. Within about 2 weeks of putting those corals in the tank, I had them quarantined for about a week. I looked at them with a magnifying glass. They look good. Huge mistake. Underneath the plugs, of course, you could get Aiptasia. I saw a video on on Tidal Gardens one time, and it was brought up that, take those corals off the frags before you put them in your tank, and even if they're quarantined, because right underneath those frags and those bottom of the coral is usually where Aiptasia and other critters, flatworms, nasty stuff hides. So that was good advice. I should have taken it. I didn't, and I paid the price. But let me turn on this video here. And again, big shout out to Boardroom Aquariums in Fort Myers. They got great stuff. I got in there. The guy that worked in there, Frank, he found this big old fat peppermint shrimp for me. And he put them in the bag. He got me hooked up with these Filefish. They didn't have them in stock. As soon as they came in stock, he called me up, told me we got them. So I shot down there and picked up this Filefish. And I'll tell you, he is a fat, meaty Filefish. Not like those docile ones you see hiding up in the top and really, hiding in the rocks. He came out, and as you're about to see, he just started swimming around. And he wasn't afraid, he wasn't shy, and he went right to eating Aiptasia. The first night when the lights came on the next morning, he was picking through the rockwork, getting those little babies and the small ones. He didn't touch the big ones, but he did touch the small ones. So it didn't take him any time at all. And matter of fact, that peppermint shrimp, as soon as he hit the water, he went right to the rockwork, almost on top of an Aiptasia, and just went right to work chewing on it. He literally, right as soon as he went in the tank, ate it while I was watching. And I've seen videos of it. I never thought I'd see it in my tank. Usually I figure, wow, that 1 in a million times you can get one on video doing that. Now, this Filefish is you look at him shooting around. He's active. He's flying around. He went to eating right away. So I'm super happy with him, and I'm really glad that Mark turned me on to this fish. And I'll tell you this, as you're looking around the tank, you see the Aiptasia on the top left around the rockwork. It started out with just a couple. I treated them with Aiptasia X. I use a Lemmy Aiptasia, Aiptasia F, all kinds of stuff I tried. And they seemed to work for the first day or two. Then as you see on this rock, all of a sudden, 30 or 40 shot out of every crack and crevice all over the rockwork. And 30 or 40 turned into 50 and 60. And if I counted them up, I bet I probably have over 100 of these in the tank. But they're so small that you can't see them, you can't get to them. Now I've got a cleaning crew, an army of a cleaning crew that's going to take care of them. And that little Filefish, I ain't never going to let him go. He's staying with me for a long time. He's a worker. It's good to have a worker. And also the peppermint shrimp was fantastic too. He's in there resting now. I think he spent the whole night eating. And I actually could see on the right side of the tank where he cleared out an entire rock where he was sitting on of small Aiptasia that were on it. And that was one night. So again, be careful when you're buying corals. You're better off going to a reputable seller that's assures that they're going to give you a good product because they want you to come back and buy more from them. And be careful for these at-home sellers that are selling corals and stuff. You just don't know what you're buying. So these auctions and stuff like that, I'm very careful. And a matter of fact, I got taken by one guy in Florida. We had a hurricane coming, and I called him up. I'm like, look, I just spent a couple $100. I really don't want you to ship these in the hurricane. So if you could, please let me go flip this back off. That's done. We'll put our tank view back on. So I was like, please, can I just come pick these up? Oh, no. We know what we're doing when we're shipping. The hurricane came. They couldn't ship anything out. I called them up. I tried to cancel the order. When nothing was coming and they weren't replying, I just canceled with my credit card. What happened? They decided to charge me a $135 restocking fee for canceling the order. Not a reputable seller. I mean, no reputable seller is going to do that. Of course, my credit card made good on it. They gave me fraud protection and covered it. But be careful who you're buying from, and you never know what you're going to get. Now, just really quick, let's take a look at the second display. I did this. So I went out and I tried just about everything here. Tropic Marin stuff. I tried Aiptasia F. I tried Aiptasia X. All of these. Joe's Juice. I've used just about all of them. And they do work for 1 or 2 or 3. But they also cause the Aiptasia to usually release a whole mess of spores or whatever they release, and they start reproducing all over the tank. Having a natural predator to attack them and eat them up, that's the way to go. So it's actually going to be a combination. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the tank in a couple of days. I'm going to let my cleaning crew clean up what they can, and the larger ones I'm going to start treating, and I'm probably going to use F. Aiptasia. F. Aiptasia is a nice product, and looking at it, it really does a good job. It actually creates a crust over the Aiptasia so that the Aiptasia can't blow apart and spread spores out. It's a really thick, pasty mix, so it cements itself on top of that Aiptasia to keep it from getting out, keeping any spores from getting out, and it dries it up and kills it right in there. Now, it's really fantastic. I like it. Now, I've used most of them. They all seem to work good, but this is probably my favorite. And for the money, you really can't beat it. So I'm going to use that in a couple of weeks to go back and clean up whatever the large Aiptasia are there, because the shrimp and the filefish don't really like the big, ugly ones. They're a little bit too big. I'm guessing it's like us if we're eating lettuce. If you let it overgrow or romaine, it gets kind of wiry. Even basil does. And it's just not that tasty, so you'll eat anything but that. So we're going to go ahead and take care of those big ones for them. So just to get a heads up on this, I want to really appreciate the fact that Boardroom Aquatics, fantastic. What they did for us was just fantastic. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the call when this stuff came in, and of course having good healthy fish and good healthy shrimp, and that went right to work. There was no worrying about it, no aggravation. They just went to work. So shout out to Mark. Thank you very much. Folks, buy from reputable companies. Be careful for those Aiptasia. And if you do have an infestation, prepare a 2-step, a 2-level fix. One is going to be a natural predator to get in there and clean up the small ones and all the cracks and crevices and everything. Second one will be a chemical fix, which will take care of those big nasty ones that usually the predators, the fish and the shrimp really don't like to eat. They're too big, and who knows why. They just don't like them. So I hope you get something out of this. Again, Frank, Fishy Fins, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you soon.